from the most forgotten corners of a humble village in Brazil. A humble, talented athlete known as Luva de Pedreiro, which in English would mean Mason's glove, came to the light of the world. Of course, we are talking about a man who, without a doubt, is the neatest image of humility in the form of talent. This little man you see on the screen has moved us all with his talent. Free throws. His mammoth talent has broken both the nets of goalkeeping and social media. Then, today we will tell a story that will undoubtedly shake more than one of us. He tells us that as a child he played with cloth rags made by his own mother, because they didn't even have enough for a ball. And now as a grown-up we even see him in documentaries on Amazon Prime. And all thanks to his overflowing gift with the ball and his brutal plays. To the arc and imitations of many legendary footballers have aroused the admiration of titans of the stature as Ronaldinho. But sadly, now that his gift with the ball is being applauded by all, there are dark hands that are taking advantage of him, unfortunately. This story that we will learn next will not have a happy ending either. Today, I will tell you the story of the life of Ivan de Santana Alves, the humble Brazilian who made the football world fall in love with his humility and brutal goals. Without further ado, let's get started. Born in 7 of November of 2001 in Brazil, in a humble and forgotten little town very far from the capital. His real name is Ivan Santana Alves, and he had to grow up in poverty. With much regret, Ivan reveals that there were times when he certainly could not enjoy even one plate of food a day. Sometimes the only thing that calmed his hunger was to go in search of a tree. He would kill a mango tree so he could eat the rest. The only thing that made him forget his hostile reality was to have something round in his feet. This to pretend he was playing football because he didn't even have enough for a ball. Cloth balls, thrown by his own mother, he killed the idle hours during the day. Thanks to them, he fell in love with this sport when he could neither read nor write. The little boy is Eceba. He didn't have the chance to study. He had to let his childhood slip away to help his father work as a laborer. Time went by, and with his father's help, he was able to attend school until the 8th grade. It was there that he acquired basic knowledge and obsessed about buying a smartphone in his classroom and spent time watching his classmates with mobile devices. He wanted one. His only obsession was to record himself playing with the ball. The world of social media came into his hands to change his life. With a lot of sweat and sacrifice, he managed to get a second-hand cell phone. This was when he began to record himself. Watching his videos was what he was most passionate about. Soon after, with the help of his childhood friends, simply as a hobby, they began to record more elaborate videos, imitating the football players he loved so much, ending each of his videos with the phrase Receba, and always thanking God, always showing admiration for the old Brazilian legends. There it would be God himself who would be in charge of serving this humble young man who only recorded for hobby without realizing the great public that would come in a viral way. His videos began to break the internet. Who was that skinny Brazilian who was doing moves that even surpassed those of the most famous players? Who was that? He was known because he used to wear workman's gloves. Well, this is due to the humility of our Eceba. Now he had what he always wanted. Eceba wears these workman's gloves while daydreaming, in honor to his father, firing brutal shots at the goal. As we can see, he's accomplishing a lot with very little friends. That's why it doesn't matter what resources you have to achieve success. The point is to get started, to start taking that first step, and then he went viral. Everyone stopped calling him Ivan and started calling him Luva de Pedreiro, better known as Glove of Mason, also outside of Brazil. Now it was his idols themselves who began to look at him and laugh at his videos on social media. Even Marcelo and the son of Cristiano Ronaldo began to imitate him with their videos. From a humble and forgotten village in Brazil, he was becoming a world figure without even being a professional player. In less than a year, Eceba became the young Brazilian athlete with the most followers in the world. His own fans, knowing of his poverty, began to collaborate with donations, shirts, and boots. With all of that being said, he didn't know what it was to monetize with his videos. He had no idea that social media could pay him for what he was doing and thus raise his family. He had no idea he could turn this into his own job. Predictably, the national and international media started following him. The cameras panned to that faraway town. He was interviewed to no end, and his fame ended up reaching the corners of Brazil. In one of the interviews, he said that first, he dreamt of helping his parents and the community that helped him. But he also wanted to travel, see the world, meet some players. All of that happened, and he was meeting more legends. It was there on these trips when business people were introduced to him. By mid-April of this year, he announced that he had signed his first advertising contract. This to star in an advertising campaign which would leave him in profit about $190,000. This was just one of several campaigns that helped him with the dream of bringing his family together. Everything was materializing and everything was going well. That young man who had not even tasted pizza until his 20s. He was living it now, visiting cities of the world. There we saw him in the final of Real Madrid against Liverpool in Paris. But when everything was going well, the unthinkable happened. That base would be swindled by indolent dark hands. He accused businessmen of taking advantage of his innocence and dreams. Everything happened recently. He was questioned by his fans, who began to ask him what he was doing with the profits from the commercials. Since Eceba was still making his videos in the same place and apparently had not taken his family out of the woods, Receba said he was very upset and would stop making videos for a while. Something weird was happening, but he never explained why. The truth is that the young Ivan had to hire new agents to advise him financially because there was little money in his account and he didn't know why. His agents were met with the terrible news that he only had a few dollars in his account, which is ridiculous. For the earnings he should have from his advertising on TikTok and other platforms should have left him funds that would easily exceed $1,000. But ironically, in his account, there were only $4. What happened? It were his representative who took advantage of humble and naive Luva and ripped him off. Why is there so much evil in the world? This representative was the one who managed all his accounts and promoted the social networks. Eceba was just uploading the videos and not focusing on the money side of it. That's why he never found out anything. Despite pressing charges against him, justice has yet to be served for the young talent. What is certain is that his new advisors are disassociating him from his former ruthless manager. Despite such a scam, his career is not lost. Today he signed a new contract and fulfilled his dream of moving out of the woods with his family. A new property with a bitter taste in his mouth. It is up to him to restart his career. The truth is that he is still very young and his Führer and social network stand still. Let's hope that justice will soon be done with the alleged scam and that his career as a Brazilian athlete will take him very far. We will see how he will do as a professional player, because it is clear that the humble boy was born to succeed.